I apologize, everyone.
Beavis and Butthead versus Family Guy.
I'm not even going to make a mention because I know you have to pick Beavis and Butthead.
Well, yeah, if you're smart, you'd choose it. 26%.
Yeah.
That's what's wrong with America.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Tank Talks. My name is Keith.
I'm Brandon.
And that's the way the cookie crumbles. I was going to see if you would speak after a moment of silence. But
I did not,
You're
Keith.
You're holding. So, it's time for the Tank Drink of the Week, right?
Here comes the Tank Drink.
All right.
It's brought to us by Fruity King.
Fruity King mini soda. It's got a lion on there. It's caffeine free.
Artificially flavored.
Which is good because last week I had a lot of caffeine.
It's distributed by Mexicorp
Mexicorp
of Sugarland, Texas.
Sugarland.
They got a phone number on here too.
Right across the border. I'm about to crack this jack. So, today on Tank Talks, we're going to be drinking this drink. But as you know, that we've started doing the Tank Drink of the Week, which is Brandon will bring an interesting drink that he finds. Should I taste it?
Yeah. Tastes like childhood.
Tastes like poison a little bit. It's got kind of a little bit of a poisony taste to it.
That's what the good folks in Mexicorp give you.
Ooh, that's a.
It's got some water, some corn syrup, some sugar, some artificial flavoring.
I'm not liking that.
Some neotane. It's a good old red 40.
I'm not liking that one bit. Our camera is about to die. So we're going to have to cut and be right back. Okay? Alright. Be right back. And we're back after a short power outage. So, yeah, this drink is bad. It tastes a little bit like chemicals and poison. But today is not about nasty drinks. Because every week it's kind of about nasty drinks now.
This could have been our... Keith, I was creating a great segue about this being our childhood and then going into today's thing.
Yeah. So let's go back. Start over. Tell me.
Keith, you know this drink out just feels forced.
Doesn't everything we do feel a little bit forced? No, tell him. So, he's going to say something about childhood, which would lead him to say something about the 90's. And that means there is a quiz. We're doing a quiz. We're going to be playing a quiz.
This is a quiz we found on Zimbio.
Zimbio.
And it's by Derek Thomas. Derek with an A. Keith, how do you feel about that? Derek with an A.
Is it D-E-R-R-A-C-K?
It's D-A-R-R-I-C-K.
Darrick. Darrick.
Maybe that's his name.
Darrick. Maybe so.
So this is a little quiz that's just kind of pits the 90's versus the 2000's.
Yeah.
And we're going to see what we come up with.
Yeah, what's interesting on this quiz, or this topic, is that while we were 90's babies, we really didn't spend a whole lot of time being 90's kids.
Mm-hmm.
You were born in 92.
Yes.
Which means you weren't walking, talking, watching television until
93.
Well, probably till like 95, 96.
Yes.
So you had about 4 good years in the 90's. I probably had maybe 3 good years in the 90's. So I wouldn't say we weren't enjoying like the Saved by the Bells, right? Is that 90's?
Yes.
We weren't enjoying like the cool kid entertainment of the 90's really, except like the little baby cartoons. So we're going to figure these things out.
All right, Keith. The first question: Clueless versus Mean Girls.
What's better? Let me look
Yeah.
at the picture. I don't like Mean Girls, so. Oh man,
Clueless had Paul Rudd in it, so I really think that we're gonna have to go with just.
Then yeah, I'm going with Clueless. Clueless wins if it's got Paul Rudd. Did you lie?
Huh? No, it's got Paul Rudd in it.
We got to give the answers. You got to say what it said.
It just had numbers on it.
No, I'll tell them what it said. The way the quiz worked, we just found out, was whenever you click, it tells you what percentage of participants click that. 48% click Clueless, 52% click Mean Girls.
It's like then some Lindsay Lohan.
Which we talked about before.
The next one is TLC, Destiny's Child.
See, again, I don't know anything about TLC. What do they sing?
I don't know.
This quiz,
Destiny's Child has Beyonce though.
That's true. You can't. Beyonce can't lose.
68%.
Of course,
60. Agree with us.
No, just 60. I think.
Maybe
60 versus 40, right?
Urkel versus Sheldon.
Urkel, without doubt. Urkel. Sheldon sucks. If you like Big Bang Theory, that's fine. I'm just not a big Bang Theory fan. You thought I was going to get rude, didn't you?
34% agree with us.
No, wrong. They're not even the same person. Urkel wasn't like super smart or anything.
Here's the choice between two of the like hated bands.
Yeah.
Limp Bizkit versus Nickelback.
I would say I'm going to have to choose Nickelback. Nickelback has stood the test of time. They've stayed in the limelight despite it being because they're universally hated.
I bet with Nickelback, number one, they just seem like if you could be around them for 30 minutes and not like hate yourself.
Right. Yeah.
And I think two, if you went through their whole catalog, I bet you could at least find 3 songs that you secretly love.
Yeah, okay, I agree with you. I don't know. I can't name a Limp Bizkit song.
I think he did the Keep On Rollin' song. Where it's like, keep on rolling, rolling, rolling.
Oh, yeah. I love that song. Thank you. Thank you, Limp Bizkit.
62% agreed with us.
No doubt.
X-Files versus Lost.
I enjoyed Lost. Never watched the X-Files. To look at it, I don't think I would enjoy the X-Files. Though Lost did have the ending that nobody really enjoyed. I watched Lost. I binged it whenever I was without a job. So I got through it pretty quickly.
We'll go with Lost then.
But tell me, do you like X-Files?
45% agreed with us.
Oh, rats.
I didn't watch either one of them.
Okay.
Snake versus Angry Birds.
My vote is going to be with Snake. I think Angry Birds is a lot of fun. I don't think there's any way, knowing you and knowing how much time you spent with Angry Birds, that you could choose anything but Angry Birds. But I think Snake also has stood the test of time, and it's an enjoyable game that you can just pick up and do. You've
We'll
played
go
a
with
game.
Snake.
No, but you're clicking, and I know you're Angry Birds.
47%. I'm not that big on Angry Birds.
I watched you play Angry Birds for long times before. Before church started, all the time. You're always playing Angry Birds.
I went through cycles of it, but it was never like a
cycles. Angry Birds cycles. Are you offended that I thought you were an Angry Birds man?
Maybe a little bit.
Why is that?
I think that shows you that I don't really love Angry Birds.
Okay. I apologize, everyone.
Beavis and Butthead versus Family Guy.
I'm not even going to make a mention because I know you have to pick Beavis and Butthead.
Well, yeah, if you're smart, you'd choose it. 26%.
Yeah,
that's what's wrong with America.
Only
this is too much Peter and not enough Beavis and Butthead.
There's only 26% of people agree that Beavis and Butthead was better.
That's because the people who are smart and not taking this quiz are too busy changing the world.
Right, that's correct. Like us.
N64 versus Wii.
I'm going to have to say hands down Nintendo 64. Wii may have changed so...
37% agreed with you.
Well, guess who's taking this quiz? Dirty little millennials like us.
Dawson's Creek versus the OC.
I can't choose one. I have no information to go on for
Which
either
group
of
of
these.
people do you feel like you dislike
The least.
Like if you came across them and they said, "Hey man, come on over here."
Dawson's Creek just looks a little more normal to me. I don't know. These other guys, the OC, I can't.
I didn't watch either one of them, but I feel like the OC, there was just a lot of sleeping around and a lot of murder and trying to find murderers. And I feel like Dawson's Creek was more of just, it's kind of like a bar where it's just every day you end up at the creek. And it's like, what are you doing? And they're like, I just got out of this test I was taking.
I don't know. Pick Dawson's Creek and we'll see. Hey, we're on the winning side. 60%.
Super Soakers versus Paintball.
What? Is that a real 90's versus 2000's choice?
I think so. I think that in the 90's, you thought the biggest you could get was Super Soakers. And then paintball.
I don't think anyone ever picked up a Super Soaker with the same intent that anyone picks up a paintball gun. I don't think those belong in the same question.
Do you think this is an argument that people have? There's people out there that are arguing?
That's what I'm saying. That's not an argument that's had.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody thinks that, well, if you're not using paintball guns, I bet you're using super... No, that doesn't make any sense.
I'm going with paintball.
Sure, that's fine.
47.3%.
That's weird.
I don't know what the thong song is.
Yeah, this is the thong song of the 90's or Hot in Here of the 2000's. It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes.
We're going to have to go with Nelly since you did that rendition.
So
66% agree with us.
I want to take my clothes off.
Bleach tips or trucker hats?
Oh boy, trucker hats have not died. I'm gonna base. Again, I don't feel like you're administering the quiz to me. I don't want to feel like I'm taking away your answer.
Here, Keith. Here. If I showed up and walked in that door, and I either had just a really obnoxious trucker hat, or I had bleach tips, which one are you gonna let go? And which
it's about the way you carry yourself, because the way Ashton Kutcher in this photograph, you can't. I'm not gonna show it to you. You can't see it, but he's wearing it like the boy band, like, oh, I'm gonna take your hand on these sideways, that kind. Mm-hmm. But bleach tip fella, he also is looking kind of stupid while he's looking at the camera. But if you walked in here with like, oh, I got my cool trucker hat on, like sideways, I don't know why that's my voice for trucker hats. And then if you did that and you were like, oh, like acting like a fool, or you came in here just acting like you but with bleach tips, I would go with bleach tips. But all things considered, as an item, if you cut the bleach tips off, or if you cut and you just take the trucker hat off, I'm picking trucker hat.
I think we go with bleach tips.
That's fine.
40% agree with us.
Am I taking away your opportunity to answer, Brandon?
I don't want
you to be up. I don't want you to be upset.
Arnold Schwarzenegger versus The Rock.
We can't choose anything but one of these, and I think you know which it is.
Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Wrong.
Here's my argument for it. Is that The Rock is good at what he does.
Right.
But Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's only got like Terminator, like as his role. So if you throw him in anything else, it becomes hilarious just because he doesn't have that range as an actor.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to say like, ooh, The Rock is superior to Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think what my point was is that The Rock has had more of an impact on our lives personally via the wrestling and probably film. But I will give it to you that Arnold, he may be deserving of this click.
I think I'm going to go with just film, because if it was wrestling, I would go with The Rock.
That's fine. I agree with it. Only 32% of people agree with us.
Rollerblades or razor scooters?
Oh, man.
I've got to go with the scooters, because I don't know how to rollerblade.
I rollerbladed for a while, but I can remember after school, when we rode with my sister, me and Bryce would put our razor scooters in the back when there was a skate park in St. Matthews, and like all the kids from the school, like the high schoolers, would go and skateboard, and then it would just be like chubby little me and chubby little Bryce scooting around on our razor scooters in the skate park, and getting in the way of all these high schoolers that I'm sure Kristen, our sister who was driving us around, was probably trying to look cool in front of. Like she probably didn't want us roaming around.
39% like the scooters. Madonna versus Rihanna. I gotta go with Rihanna.
I was about to say it's Bad Girl Riri.
I just think that Madonna's. I just feel like she's really overrated. I don't know.
I don't know much about Madonna. Don't know anything about her really. Madonna's might as well be Jane Doe for all I know, but I know Riri. I know Queen Rihanna.
I think what's annoying about Madonna is that she's like, at this point, she's got to be like 50 something, or like
she's getting up there.
Yeah. So I think if you just think that like, picture like your mom or like one of our friends' moms going out there and like acting like that and all.
Vogue.
52% agreed with us.
That's right.
Rihanna. Home Alone versus Harry Potter.
As a series, those don't belong in the same question. What are you talking about? What are you saying?
They both had to defend what they loved.
That's like saying Lord of the Rings or Die Hard. They don't live in the same world. They don't. That's a question that doesn't need to be asked. Harry Potter. The whole thing is like, am I going on better movies that performed better or whatever, or am I going over one that like everyone in the whole world has to see? Because Home Alone has one of those things.
I think the problem with Home Alone is that like the first like movie was good. Like the second one, that I think people were like, oh okay, there's a third movie, but I think they made like 5 or 6 of them.
Really?
Yeah, and what does that tell you that you haven't heard about them?
Exactly.
Like Harry Potter, if I told you right now they like made all these books, you wouldn't say, oh, they had more than one?
Yeah, exactly.
56% agree with Harry Potter.
People who make these quizzes are dumb.
Jurassic Park versus Lord of the Rings.
See, that doesn't make any sense. That one makes a little more sense, but there's like the whole thing is it should be a 90's or a 90's decade fantasy movie.
Yeah.
Versus this one, Lord of the Rings all day. So people will be upset with me with that, but in my opinion, is Lord of the Rings.
You know what? When I'm starting to find a common like theme in this is that with the 90's, they just made like movie after movie after movie, but they lost so much like after like the first one.
What you pick?
43%.
No, 57.
Lord of the Rings.
57% pick.
Dave
Jurassic
Chappelle
Park.
versus Chris Rock.
What do you think? I'm gonna let you pick that one. You're more of a comedian guy.
I gotta choose Dave Chappelle.
Okay. You got any more of them?
20%.
Ooh.
See, I don't agree with that one. Kate Moss versus Giselle. I don't know either one of them.
Based on eye width, I'm gonna have to go with Giselle. Looks like Kate Moss has got the sloth eyes, the Sid eyes. I'm sorry, Kate Moss. You're a beautiful lady.
Well, 53% thought that she was better.
This quiz.
Pick a side, Hella or Totes.
All right, wait, which one's the 90's?
I think Hella is the 90's.
So did Hella come back around? Because we use that now.
Well, I think it all started with the sour cream.
What?
The sour cream.
Tell me what you mean. I don't understand.
The hell of a good sour cream.
I don't think that's where it started. I don't think we're Hella.
And Tote started with the bags we carry.
Brandon. 68% of people thought Hella was better.
We agreed with this community 35% of the time.
All right, we did it.
Our biggest dilemma took 72 seconds, and it was bleached tips or trucker hats.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we talked the most about that. The quiz is now giving us the time limit on how long it took us to answer these questions.
You know, I'm happy that we didn't agree with this community, though, because I don't think the people that are making these quizzes or voting these quizzes are good people.
People who make quizzes online like this aren't good people, Brandon. If you're out there and you're if you said, you know, I'm gonna turn on a little tank talk, a tank talk in the background while I make this quiz.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to stop doing one of the two things you're doing, and I don't want it to be us. So stop making the quiz, and just stop.
This website also says that you'll love Solo: A Star Wars Story.
Maybe we will. We said we might, but some people are very upset about Solo. We don't want to talk about it. But hey, real quick, I want to make an advertisement. Do you mind if I advertise for Dungeon Boys?
You should.
All right. So, as you may know, we have a gaming channel that I run. It's called Tank Media Games. It's got a lowly couple of subscribers, but we would love for you to go over there and check out what's going on because your boys, myself, Keith Millender, and your other boy, Brandon Lorick. We also have some other boys from the Tank Media universe, Zenas Breslin, Caleb Summers, and Will Namnett. All are playing Dungeons and Dragons on Tank Media Games. It will be humorous. It will likely be silly. There will be death, destruction, and exploration. I am the Dungeon Master. The world has come from my innermost thoughts and desires, and I have made these people live in it. Brandon, did you enjoy our first couple sessions?
I did, Keith.
Brandon, tell us about, you play a wizard?
I do. His name is Cornelius.
His name's Cornelius. We don't know much about him. He doesn't talk a lot yet. We're hopefully going to pull some words
If you love corn chips, then you're going to stick around.
You ruined my advertising. Nobody's going now. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you'll go over there and check that out. We think it's a whole lot of fun. If you like D&D, as well as if you like us, it's going to be another thing to entertain you. But I think that's it for us today. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.